What's up everyone, it's Tyler from Parallax Gaming here with another video. Today we're getting into, of course, our patch 8.01 guide series with the Vengeance Demon Hunter, one of my favorite, if not my favorite tank in the game. Their rotation is fairly simple, however, the movement in this tank is just, you can't compare it to anything else. It's so enjoyable to play. So, if you guys have any questions throughout this entire guide, go ahead and drop in the comments, ask your questions. In the description, there's a Discord and a Twitch. The Discord's probably the best place to ask questions, but if I'm live on Twitch, go ahead and jump over there and ask me questions. If I'm not live, go ahead and follow, and when I do go live, jump in there and ask me a question, and I'll get right back to you. So let's go ahead and get into what the guide is going to cover. First, we're going to go into talents. Second, we'll be going to stat priority. Third, rotations, and fourth, CDs and active mitigation. I'll have the timestamps in the description if you want to jump to one or the other. Go ahead and do that now. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Alright guys, let's go ahead and jump into our talents as Vengeance Demon Hunter. I really like the talents for Vengeance Demon Hunter. I think they're all really great. A lot of them are interesting. A lot of them you can choose between one or the other. So let's go ahead and jump into this with our level 99 category. You only really have two choices here, and overall I'm going to be going with Abyssal Strike. The numbers come out pretty much. Razor Spikes is turning your Demon Spikes into an actual cooldown for your damage. However, in the long run, Abyssal Strike is actually does better numbers than Razor Spikes. Abyssal Strike, it increases the range of your Infernal Strike by 10 yards, and its CD is reduced by 8 seconds. So it's an insane movement ability, plus you get insane AoE damage out of this thing. So you guys let me know what you guys use, and what situations and what numbers do they produce, because I'm not 1000% sure on this. So let me know, but I'm pretty sure Abyssal Strike is actually pulling better numbers right now than Razor Spikes. Let's go ahead and move on to the level 100 category. This is also a little bit of an interesting one. We have Fallout, which is my go-to right now. Immolation Aura initial burst has a chance to shatter lesser fragments from the enemies. Feast of Souls is also a little bit of an interesting one. It's a little bit questionable on me, but Soul Cleave actually adds a hot onto you, besides the already initial heal that you receive from Soul Cleave. So, but I am going for Fallout about 9 times out of 10 here. 102 is also a bit of an interesting one. It's between really two of them. It's really between Fellblade and Flame Crash. Infernal Strike creates a sigil of flame when you land. So this is extra damage for Infernal Strike, and Fellblade is a charge that also does 658 fire damage, and Shear has a chance to reset the cooldown. So um, in our next category, if you take Fracture, Fracture would also produce this reset of the CD. But both of these are really useful. I'm using Fellblade. I really actually enjoy it. I think, however, Flame Crash might be a little bit better for AoE situations. Let me know about that one as well. So 104, getting into this one with Fracture and Feed the Demon. These are the uh, two talents that you can choose between. Feed the Demon is a pass ability, reduces the remaining cooldown of Demon Spikes by 1 second every single, or 0.5 seconds actually, um, of the remaining cooldown of Demon Spikes, every single soul fragment you consume. Fracture replaces your Shear. You rapidly slash your target for 1000 damage and shatter 2 lesser soul fragments from them. I really believe Fracture is actually the best out of both of these. It's a really interesting playstyle as well. It's pretty fun. So you guys let me know what you guys do and which situations you do it. But I do think that Fracture is better in this situation. In 106, we have also a very interesting choice here. We have three that are actually very close neck to neck. Right now, I think Concentrated Sigil is actually the best as far as damage output. Um, all sigils are now at your location, which is pretty interesting as well. And the duration of their effects is increased by 2 seconds. So 2 seconds added to whatever the duration is. And we have Quicken Sigils, which is, I think it's actually the lowest out of all of them numbers wise. Um, so I'm not really going with Quicken Sigils here. But we do have Sigil of Chains, which is interesting for Mythic Plus as well as pack pulls. I really don't think you will need this. Reduces movement of, ensnares them for 8 seconds. Um, that's a pretty huge cooldown. If you actually need help to get away from targets in Mythic Plus or in a raid. But I really don't think, as a Demon Hunter, you might not even need this. You have so much mobility already, especially if you have Abyssal Strike. I really don't think you're going to need that extra mobility to get away from people, especially if you have another group member that has a slow already. In the 108 category, another interesting choice here, we have Gluttony and Spirit Bomb between these two. Spirit Bomb is pretty much you take in all 5 soul fragments, you explode, give them all frailty for 20 seconds, and that does damage them for 336 fire per fragment, and you heal for 10% of all damage you deal to the enemies with frailty, which is actually an insane amount. Um, I really think this is probably the better choice, honestly, in this row. However, Gluttony is also a really interesting one. You consume when consuming a soul fragment, you have a chance to metamorphosize for 5 seconds. Overall, I think this is probably the better one. You're going to be pushing out a lot of heals. When you pop this, it's an instant 30 pain only. It's really, really good. I've been using it, and it's an insane amount of healing. In the last category, we have Last Resort, which is what I would be going for. It is an insane passive. Whenever you're going to take fatal damage, instead puts you into Metamorphosis form and you return to 30% health. Wow, that is actually insane. Void Reaver is another one that you can also go for. Enemy struck by Soul Cleave deals 6% less damage to you for 12 seconds. This could possibly be really good on big pack pulls, but I think I'd still go for Last Resort. Uh, Let me know what situations you guys go for, um, and which ones you think work best in what situations. Soul Barrier, you shield yourself for 12 seconds, absorbing 7,588 damage. This could be interesting. It could be used for, magic effects, as a lot of tanks really don't have anything to protect themselves from magic anymore. This can protect you from magic. So in magic fights, this could be really interesting on how you use this. So that's it for talents. Let's go ahead and move in to our stat priority. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get into our stat priority. The stat priority I have on the screen is pretty much a basic stat priority for all you guys. Number 1, we have agility. Agility increases your attack power, your dodge, and your self-healing, because your self-healing actually scales with your attack power. So pretty great stat right there for you guys. Number 2, we have haste. It reduces the GCD until you reach about 50%, so that's that DR around there. Um, and also, it reduces the CD of your Demon Spikes, your Immolation Oil, your Throw Glaive, and your Fell Blade. So all really big abilities that are reduced by your haste. Uh, Third, we have versatility. Pretty simple here. Increases all your damage and healing done, and decreases all damage you take. Uh, 4, we have mastery. Our mastery is actually really good. It increases our attack power, again going hand in hand with your self-healing, and the amount of damage reduction you gain from your demon spikes um, based on your agility. So your mastery increases the amount of damage reduction you gain from demon spikes based on your agility. Um, in 5th, we have critical strikes. Increase the chance for your damage abilities, of course, and your heals to be twice as effective. It's also converted into parry chance, so a little bit of survivability there as well in parry. And that's pretty much it for your stat priority. Let's go ahead and move into our rotation. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get into our rotation. Our rotation as Vengeance Demon Hunters is honestly fairly simple. We're a builder spender, have some failures, and that's about it. So our builders are our Fracture and our Immolation Aura. First off, we need to know that we can never cap on souls, and we can never cap on pain. You'll build pain through Fracture and Immolation Aura. Know that Immolation Aura generates 20 pain over 6 seconds, is not automatic. So that's a little tip for you guys. So we're building with these two. We're building with Fracture, and we're building with Immolation Aura, and we're spinning with Soul Cleave. You're using Soul Cleave to not cap on either Souls or Pain. Another tip also, You'll be using Spirit Bomb if you have 4 or more souls active. So that's an easy way not to cap on souls, using Spirit Bomb through 30 pain also. So a good way to not cap on pain either. We're going to be using Sigil of Flame on CD. We'll also be using our Fellblade on CD. I'm using Fellblade on CD, and you also will have proc. So use that proc ASAP as well. Spend your pain, build your pain, don't cap on pain, don't cap on souls. Use your Sigil of Flame on CD, use your Fellblade on CD. Intertwine Infernal Strike. Infernal Strike is off the GCD, so use it while you're doing abilities. Use it as often as possible. Keep it recharging always. And for all of that, that's your entire rotation using Throw Glaive for filler. Whenever you aren't being able to click something else, use Throw Glaive. So that is pretty much our entire rotation. Fairly simple. Let's go ahead and get into our active mitigation and our CDs. When I say CDs, I actually only mean one or two that you can consider a real CD. We have a huge CD though, however, with Metamorphosis, with really holds together the Demon Hunter, as we have a lacking in the CD department. Metamorphosis, you transform into demon form for 5 seconds. Current and maximum health increased by 30%, armor by 100%. Our other CD is Fiery Brand. It's really powerful on a short cooldown, only 1 minute, and you deal 2k fire damage at this moment, and the damage they deal to you is reduced by 40%. So that's physical or magical damage. Really insane CD right there. So let's go ahead, jump into active mitigation. Active mitigation is fairly simple as well for demon hunters. We have demon spikes, 2 charges. You want to keep up 1 charge at all times. If you can stack 2 charges, you're going to want to do that when you're taking an insane amount of physical damage. You can decrease it by a lot. It is going to decrease the amount of damage you take by a lot if you have 2 stacks of this going at the time where you're taking a huge attack. We have Soul Cleave, which is pretty much our heal. You're going to want to use this whenever you need heals. Just spamming Soul Cleave if you have the pain for it and you have the soul fragments for it. A lot of heals right there. So that's pretty much it for the active mitigation and the CDs. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Most importantly, I hope you guys learned a lot from it. Hope you put it to use in to the BFA leveling process and the beginning of BFA. Let me know how it goes. Again, if you guys have any questions, concerns, drop in the comments. Go ahead and join the Discord. Ask me in there. Follow me on Twitch if I'm not live, or hop in on Twitch and ask me there as well. Again, your guys' feedback is really what drove us to produce these. I think we have really produced better quality videos recently with these guides. We've improved every single patch. You guys left really valuable comments, and we really appreciate all of your feedback. Much love for all of you guys. Like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, but go ahead and leave us a comment why you didn't like it or why you liked it. We really appreciate all the love. Welcome back if you're subscribed here. If you're not subscribed here and you like the video, go ahead, hit that sub button. And we have more tank guides coming. We have DPS guides coming. We have a whole lots of stuff coming, so make sure you hit that sub button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out, everybody.